Hello, welcome, my beautiful souls. I'm Michelle Wright, and I'm here to pull some cards for you today on this beautiful January 21st of 2026. I've got my candle lit over here, and I've got some Palo Santo. I'm going to start our time together by just getting into sacred space. And so I just take this Palo Santo. I love the smell. And I say to myself, I am aligned. And I just call in my spirit team. And for me, my spirit team is that overall source energy, creator, God, universe, whatever you call it. As well, it's my angels, it's my saints, it's my spirit guides. It is leaning into my ancestors and my loved ones in spirit. And I'm just calling them in. And just gonna. So I am calling them in. I'm settling myself. I'm saying, I am aligned. And I call back my energy. So I actually imagine little threads going out and I'm calling them back to me, from worries or people that I've attached to, and just leaving and saying, universe, you take care of them. It won't necessarily be my loved ones. Usually it's around a connection around, I've had a conversation, it didn't go well, so I'm still like ruminating over it. So it's just pulling it back. And then I just imagine letting go of everything that is not aligned for my highest good in this moment right now. Okay, I have beautiful Pedro, you are back. So that is wonderful, Pedro. So glad to see you back. I hope you have had some good time working and just connecting. And Pedro, you're wondering, you would like to know if you will get things solved. You've been sad lately, no talking to people that much outside your job. And is this a phase? So first of all, yes, this is a phase. And if you look at the astrology, so the sky and what's happening in the astrology and what's going on right now, and I was just having this talk in another group that I'm in, and it's this sense of we're holding on to what we want to move forward, and yet it's not going. We're almost like at the gate, and we're holding the gate and ready to go, and nothing's happening. And it's really, there's big shifts happening, and it's this year is one of initiation. And what that means, initiation, is the planets are moving in and they're inviting us to face our fears, inviting us to come more fully into who we are meant to be in this lifetime, at this time. So facing your fears, saying yes to what you need to do. So that makes sense that you are sad. I can tell you that I have that same kind of melancholy, sadness energy, that crunchy energy where it's just not easy. And the beginning part, so even in February, we're going to have some difficult movements that come in. So the first thing is, what are you doing to settle yourself? What are you doing that I call it my happy file? What are you doing to, do you know who you are becoming and you want to be? What does happiness look like for you? And sitting in that and connecting to source, God, spirit, whomever you call that big, larger energy, and just connecting, lighting a candle. So I have a candle that I light. And as I said, I light the Palo Santo. I have it, I go through rituals to help me. So that's in your sadness. What do you reach into, Pedro? Okay. And now I'm going to pull some cards for you. I have the Old Magic Way Oracle, and just seeing what it's going to say for you. Gentle. It is saying, first of all, Pedro, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle. You're saying, yes, I did, but I feel like I shouldn't take things to heart and that I should have fun in my days off, which I spend at home. Happiness for me at the moment is like no sense, non-existent. Though I work, I do smile, but I can hide my real pain most of the time. Also, I have a pain in my foot. So being gentle with yourself at this moment, that's the first card that comes in. Being gentle and recognizing right now might suck. Right now might suck. So how are you finding the little pieces of joy? So my little pieces of joy are burning Palo Santo. I do not know. So you have to choose what brings you joy. Is it well, might be coming on my lives. It might be, is it watching the ocean? Is it looking at flowers? The small things, not the big things. What brings you joy? So your foot is sore. Where could you go from where you live that could bring you joy? Could you go get a coffee? Could you go, I love looking at books and I go into bookstores. You have to find the small things. So be gentle with yourself. This isn't just about you. It's also about the weather, the astrological weather outside. And now it's in very incremental small steps, finding ways to bring joy. Now I'm going to pull for you some tarot cards. So I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards, Pedro. And I am going to, what do you need to know right now at this time about your happiness? What do you need to know? Okay, it is very interesting. So the first one is the Page of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. So when it's in reverse, I always ask myself, is this energy coming in? Is the energy going out, or is it blocked? So this is you, and it's starting to recognize you need to start to plant the small seeds, because this is the Pentacles. This is life, everyday living, your home, your work, your finances, your family, your friends. And it came in reverse. So it's saying it's blocked if you're not allowing yourself to plant seeds. What do you want to grow? What do you want to happen? And the reason is because the next card is the King of Pentacles. So here is this guy, King of Pentacles. He's happy. He's living in his house. He has good family relations, happy work relations. Things are going well. So how do you get from here to here, or from here to here? How do you do that? What is that? And it's small incremental steps. So this is what it's saying to you. You need to bring this energy. And this energy is, so if you're getting stressed, how do you reduce the stress? How do you not think about it? Do you exercise? Do you go for a walk? Do you garden? What are your other hobbies and joys that you bring in? And these are choices. So you can stay in victim consciousness saying, it's all happening to me, or you can say, okay, this is an invitation for me. And that's what this is talking about. An invitation, it will stay a block, but you're going to move towards happiness. You're going to move towards finding what will bring you joy, but you have to start slowly, just bringing different things in. And I say coffee. I know for us, when we were down in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, it is just going for walks, so you can't walk on your foot and you don't exercise. So find other things. So if you can't walk a long distance, can you go outside? And it's also relativity. What I want to tell you, Pedro, here, it's -30. So for me to go outside, I have to put on all these clothes. It's freezing. It's cold. It is not enjoyable. I can tell you, I dream about the times that I was in beautiful Mexico with this greenery, because everything is asleep right now for us here in Canada. The trees have no leaves. There's no flowers. There's no green. There's just desolate, bare trees. So it's getting you to, and I give that to you because then you can say, oh, that's right. I live in a place that has greenery, that has growth, that has beautiful flowers I can look at, that has animals that can give me messages. So it's getting, those are the things, looking at things, what can bring you happiness. And if you can't walk right now, can you do stretches? Stretches is a way to move your body, move your energy. And that's another thing it's asking you. Because the thing you have is the devil. And the devil does not mean you're bad. The devil is all the ways that you bind yourself. So for me, that means I bind myself with my thinking. It's happening to me. I'm a victim. I'm sad. I don't want to do it. It's not happening the way I thought it would. And I have to stop myself, because then the next thing that I do is I eat. Now, my husband, he's different. He doesn't eat, he drinks. So how do you get addicted to thinking, get addicted to substances, get addicted perhaps to toxic relationships? And this is saying, just be aware, because that's your red flag. This is going to come up. This is how we're going to transform. We have to face what we're scared of. And we're scared that you're never going to be happy again, that you're never going to find joy, that you're never going to find love. You have to shift this thinking and say, I haven't found it yet, but I will. And I'm going to start finding joy in the small things, the flowers, moving the rest of my body, not my foot. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you like, I don't know if you love, I don't know what your other passions are. Do you like watching fashion? Do you like dressing in specific ways? Do you like shopping? Doing any of these things? Okay. And I have Izzy Expo coming in. Wonderful, wonderful. You can also ask me a question. So Pedro, I'm going to now, giving you, hi, nice to see you in here. Ask me a question if you want me to. What's coming for love? So I'm just going to finish with Pedro here, and then I'm going to pull for you. So Pedro, these are my Judith Orloff's What Do I Need to Surrender Into cards. Surrender defensiveness. So this means to surrender how defensive you are being with everything. So that means your response is to tighten up and contract really, really tight. And this card is saying defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered, hear someone out, look at a different perspective, try to see it from a different point of view, and then offer a non-defensive response. So even in your life, when you're feeling, so just say, okay, this might be for now. I am feeling sad for now. This is giving you some beautiful ways forward. I've got as well the Colette Animal Spirit, Pedro. So this will be your last card, just guiding you forward. Then I'm going to move to Izzy. Okay, Pedro. The animal spirit is giraffe spirit. See the big picture. So Pedro, this is not for all time. This feeling, having your foot hurt, acknowledge those feelings and recognize it really sucks that your foot hurts and you can't go for a walk and you can't do the things. So shift it. Shift it to it's happening for you. This is an opportunity. Start exploring the opportunities that the universe is giving you. It's getting you to stay still. Why? Can you read a book? Can you listen to a podcast that's going to expand your thinking, that's going to bring you different ideas and different perspectives? Can you watch a YouTube series that will help you do that. How are you going to grow and move towards the person and the life you want to create? If you stay in the stinking thinking, if you stay in the contraction, if you stay in the defensiveness, you're not going to find that. So see this as an opportunity for you to be still and to really work on your thinking. So Pedro, until next week, keep leading with your soul, sending you lots of love and blessings. And now, Izzy, thank you for coming into my channel. So you're wondering about love. I'm going to pull out, Izzy, my beautiful Ethany Love Tarot. So I'm just going to find out what you need to know about love, Izzy. And I'm kind of interested just overall. So I'm just doing my cards. Kind of interested overall. So I want to bring out my Spirit Oracle just overall. So Izzy, your question is, what is coming in for love, past, new, both? Okay. Okay, so here we go, Izzy. So first of all, I like to do an oracle. So I have, this is called Spirit Magic Oracle. And it's a bit of a sassy deck, so I kind of like it. And I'm just seeing overall, what is it saying to you? So this is a difficult time, Izzy. So this is Dark Night of the Soul. This is a tower moment. And it's about transformation, awakening. So, and actually this fits with the astrology. We have many of the planets coming and knocking up against Pluto. And Pluto in the sky is the planet of transformation. It also will have us come back to back with our fears. So in this, it's getting you to shift your thinking about what has been coming in. So what has been, what is right now, and what you want. So in an awakening, it's getting you to think about, Izzy, what kind of love are you calling in? Are you just open to anything? Or do you have some very specific Sagittarius Sun, Venus, Scorpio, Virgo rising? Okay. So you have, so I've now got, this is Ethany's Love Tarot. So you're asking about love. I am just wondering what is coming up for you. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay. So what is interesting when you ask me about what has happened in the past, this is the 10 of Swords. So this card talks about divorce certificate down here. So the 10 of Swords, and it's in reverse. Whenever I look at reversals, this card is present. So I always ask, and I invite you to ask the same thing. Intuitively, is this energy ending? Is this energy coming in? Is this energy being blocked? And the 10 of Swords is a really difficult card in so many ways because it's the ending. In other tarot decks, they depict this person laying on the ground, 10 swords inside of them, blood flowing. So it's a hard energy. This tells me with the Dark Night of the Soul that there's been some hard challenges. You're divorced. There has been some hard challenges that you have faced. And with this divorce, it is in the Dark Night of the Soul. This is the transformation. This is what you're wanting new. So the beautiful card is we have the Fool. It is the beginning of the major arcana. It's the beginning of the journey. And it is asking you very clearly, what do you want? So the beginning of a journey. So there's going to be beginnings happening, coming in. And February has lots of, with our solar eclipse, with our, as well with our solar eclipse and with the conjunctions that are happening on February 20th, you're going to see some different energy coming in. And as you start any journey, you're going to start with joy and happiness. So you've had some challenges. Now, what is it you want to create? I don't know if you have done this yet. Izzy, have you written down what you're looking for in a relationship? What are your big rocks? And what do you know for sure? I know for myself, when I was divorced, I had to go through and I had to say, okay, well, for sure, I know I don't want this, 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 and this. And then I had a harder time figuring about what I was calling in. And so this is, what are you calling in this year? 2026 with all the astrology is about planting seeds. What are you calling in? And you're going to be facing some fears, and that's what's coming up. This is the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is, she's standing, it has the bride standing at the window. It also has 5 of Pentacles. They'll have, a mother and a child outside of a church, and they're freezing and they're hungry, and they want to look, and they're desolate. They don't have anything, and yet they're right in front of a church. The windows are brightly lit. They just have to open the door and go in. So this card is talking about putting it together. Have a sense of where you're going, and have a sense in the positive sense of where you're going, not fear about where you've been, but about saying, no, you know what? I'm doing the work right now with myself. I'm understanding who I am. I'm healing and releasing what brought me into that relationship in the divorce. It happened for you. It is offering some insight into how you can move more closely to your highest potential, your most authentic self, and bringing you into a relationship that is going to help nurture you in this next version of yourself. And this is where the 5, because this, so I had 2 divorces. In my first divorce, I did no work on myself. I just actually got in quite quickly into another marriage, right? And I moved into it. It was love, and I just responded. And then I said, oh my goodness, now this time I had 2 children. So I didn't choose that. I chose to take time to really figure out what I wanted. And I found myself in a lot of this 5 of Pentacles, which was, fearing divorce and really not loving myself. And a huge piece of this is falling in love with yourself again. What are the gifts you bring? And what are the gifts that are going to match that? Because you are meant to be on this planet in many different forms. And it's interesting, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius can also have within it many different relationships, and not always just one relationship. So you might want to explore that aspect of Sagittarius, which is going to be a little bit challenging because your Virgo rising will like to follow a list and like to follow it the right way. And Sagittarius is free flowing and likes to move and likes to explore in different ways without boundaries. And so this might be about exploring that and finding a way for yourself. Like what's coming in is finding a way to unclick from the shoulds. So I don't know about you, Izzy, but there's been lots of shoulds in my life. Michelle, this is what a marriage should be. This is how you should move forward. This is how you should do this. And I didn't do it from a place of self-love. I didn't do it from a place of this is the experience I want in this one and only life I have. I want to have an experience for me, I wanted to have an experience of a partner where we walk side by side, we complement each other. It is a deep interwoven experience in all levels. And it took me a while to get there. I had to do a lot of healing to get there, but that was my journey. No, it is not always hard for people. You can move into that quite quickly. And so it's experiencing, so I want you to create the list. I would also invite you to just think about what are the paradigms So it can be about marriage, about relationships, about who you are and who you should be, from childhood, from work, from religions, from different aspects of society. And do they all fit? Do they all fit? When you listen with your heart, do they all fit you? And if they don't, this is an exploration of why. Why not? And then what does fit you? Because this is what this is about. What does fit you? There is something waiting for you that is joy filled, that is going to bring you to your highest potential. I now have Michelle Buchanan's numerology deck. So I'm just wondering what it's talking about. I'm going to pull some more cards. Spirituality. It's moving into spirituality. And for me, this is not religion. Religion has a lot of barriers. Religion has a lot of obstacles, potentially. And that's where I have found for myself, because I have grown up in that. And that's where I found a lot of shoulds. I still love and find joy in aspects of the religion, but I had now recognized where it is for me. And I put it in its place and understand how it feeds me and how it can be an obstacle for me. So it's getting you to explore yourself at a deep spiritual level. And that also follows with Neptune coming in with Saturn on February 20th. It's exploring who you want to be, Izzy, in this one and only life. What are the experiences? And I want you to think about it, like take all the guardrails off. If you could do anything, if you could have anything, if you could do, like, have anyone at any time in any place in the world, what would it be? What would it be? And start understanding why. What is calling you? What is that energy? And leaning into that energy. And so that's where spirituality for me, because that's quantum, that's manifestation. You can look at it through that. This is spirituality. Just exploring yourself as this beautiful essence that deserves and is worthy of what you want to call in. Just because you breathe, you have the worthiness of experiencing a relationship and love that will fill your need and your heart and your soul and your life. Okay, I am now looking at Wombat Spirit. Be at home. And this really means falling in love with you. Be at home with yourself. Be at home with who you are. So when you look in the mirror, Izzy, can you say, I love myself. I love the way you look. I love you absolutely naked. I love how you speak. I love how you think. I love your heart. And if you struggle with that right now, find a way to fall in love with yourself. And Louise Hay, you can look it up online, and there's lots of books, there's lots of different ways to help you with mirror work. And it's really looking at yourself in the mirror, because it's from here, from this place of wholeness and deep love and being at home with who you are. We're always going to be transforming and shifting and moving. But as we become whole in ourselves, we call to us wholeness. We call to us a mirror of who's going to be bringing us forward in that highest potential together. And sitting in that mirror work can be challenging. And I can tell you that some days I get it and some days I don't. So it's having compassion for myself to recognize that there's an ebb and flow in my days, ebb and flow in the day, in the month, in the year. There are ebb and flows, but working hard that when I look at myself, I can say, Michelle, I love you. And you are worthy of good things happening. And it makes sense that right now you're feeling maybe a little bit crunchy, a little bit off, a little bit worried about what can happen or that it will ever happen. And then I shift it and I say, Michelle, it will happen. I'm going to trust because I was made for love. I was made to do this work. I was made, whatever you're calling in. And so it's really being at home with yourself with deep, deep love and I say compassion and forgiveness. So when you've been in a divorce, there's challenges that come with that. There's, for me, I had childhood trauma that had me pick people that were not a good fit. And then the trauma I had from being in not a good fit kind of went on top of that. So I had to unpack that, some of that through therapy, some of that through working with cards and card readers. And your last card, beautiful Izzy, is from Judith Orloff, Surrender. Surrender to the magic of who you are. So this is your spirit team giving you a nod and saying, Izzy, you are absolutely magical. You are created as sparkling, happy, joy, incredible, and just surrender into it and feel into it. So in that same list, can you list how awesome and wonderful you are? And can you look? I'm going to read it to you. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. So I had that hit intuitively. It's also coming through with the cards, and it's the message that you need, Izzy. I'm not sure if you have another question with that or if you want more guidance. If you do, you can follow me on Instagram at michellewright.co. And I do Monday and Friday cards, so you can follow me there. As well, I'm going to be here next Wednesday. So I do Wednesday lives and I can answer some questions for you. So I want to thank everyone that came on, Pedro and Izzy. And I want to pull just a few cards for the collective. Just as we move through this energy of this week, what is it that we're looking at? I'm going to use Sacred Rebels deck by Alana Fairchild. For the beautiful collective, what is the energy we can lean into this week? Heaven sent. For me, what this means is that as the energy is a bit crunchy from the astrology, and that's the astrological weather around us, to find the magic in the mundane, to find the magic in the simple things, and recognizing the ideas that are heaven sent, recognizing when you have a spark, when you have an interest, a curiosity, to follow it and to keep emotions elevated. So I don't know about you, but sometimes with everything that's going on in the world, I can find myself getting into negative emotions of worry, fear, anxiety. And I need to sit back and I need to look at my candle. I need to do my Palo Santo and just lean into the love of the universe, the love of my spirit team, and sometimes just be held. And I do that. I like to have beautiful, quiet music, incense burning, and I just listen to their love for me. That might be how this week you have things that are heaven sent. Or you might want to lean into the messages you get. For me, it's from animals as I'm walking around. It's from insights that I get. It's like I talked about it in my last podcast, Lead with Your Soul podcast. And it was, I had a message from just this little girl on the mountain saying, keep that coat, don't move to the other one. And those are the messages, those messages from spirit that are very specific to an idea or a thought. Lean in to how your spirit team is talking to you this week. And the biggest thing is to make sure you create space for it and time for it. Until next time, keep leading with your soul and have a beautiful and wonderful week.